government has introduced new guidelines for the national song Vande Mataram, giving it an established protocol similar to what's currently in place for the national anthem. The new rules issued by the Ministry of Home Affairs makes it mandatory for the song to be sung at government events in school. The mandate issued by Centre applies to government events, particularly when President or Governor may be present. As per these rules, all those present at the event must stand when Vande Mataram is played, and should there be an occasion where the national song and national anthem are both played, the national song will be played first. As per this rule, a 3-minute, 10-second version of Vande Mataram is the one that has to be played, and this includes all 6 stanzas, including those 4 stanzas of the song that were dropped by Congress in 1937. Any person who creates a disruption during recital of the national song similar to the national anthem could now face a 3-year jail term. Remember that this decision to drop 4 stanzas of Vande Mataram and recognize only the first 2 stanzas as the national song that took place earlier has been the subject of a huge political debate. Just 2 months ago, the Prime Minister called out the Congress in Parliament for truncating the national song.
मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना ने लखनऊ से 15 अक्टूबर 1937 को वंदे मातरम के विरुद्ध का नारा बुलंद किया। बजाय कि नेहरू जी मुस्लिम लीग के आधारहीन बयानों को तगड़ा जवाब देते, करारा जवाब देते, मुस्लिम लीग के बयानों की निंदा करते, लेकिन उल्टा हुआ। देश का दुर्भाग्य कि 26 अक्टूबर को कांग्रेस ने वंदे मातरम पर समझौता कर लिया। इतिहास इस बात का गवाह है कि कांग्रेस ने मुस्लिम लीग के सामने घुटने टेक दिए, वंदे मातरम के टुकड़े कर दिए। उस फैसले के पीछे नकाब ये पहना गया, चोला ये पहना गया कि ये तो सामाजिक सद्भाव का काम है।
However, the opposition has questioned Modi government's rationale behind the new guidelines. They're accusing the centre of trying to change India's history, while some have also linked it to the upcoming Bengal elections. BJP today is hitting back at the critics and says the government is only correcting historical wrongs, something that the opposition is unable to digest.
ये मोदी बाबू अमित शाह बाबू का कोई भी प्रेडिसेसर इंडिपेंडेंस मूवमेंट में नहीं थे, उसका कोई लीगासी भी नहीं है ये नेशनल सॉन्ग का, नेशनल एंथम का। वो हर वक्त हिस्ट्री चेंज करना चाहते हैं, हिस्ट्री बदलना चाहते हैं।
तो ये बहुत बड़ा ट्रिब्यूट है बंकिम चंद्र चटर्जी को, और जब स्टेंजा लिखा गया तो पूरा पढ़ने में दिक्कत क्या है, किसको परेशानी हो रही है इस बात से?
Let's take this across to our guest. Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of BJP, is with us. Ishkaran Bhandari, advocate of Supreme Court, is with us. Advocate Umar Junaidi, political analyst, is with us. Advocate Ahmed Ayaz, political analyst, also joins us. Umar Junaidi, the government says that Vande Mataram is being given its due place. A code of conduct of as to how the protocols and the mandates will have to now be followed by all has now been put out, and that didn't exist earlier. That's why they've done it now. Your response to that, Umar Junaidi?
Narendra Modi ji in the parliament talked about Nehru ji being pressurized by Jinnah to remove the 2 stanzas under the pressure of Muslim League. What about Hindu Mahasabha and Muslim League forming the government in Bengal and Sindh? So the intention behind the giving the due respect to the national song, which was not given by the earlier government since 150 years, during this period, even the BJP was in the government. What did BJP do? Now, today, just because the elections are upcoming in Bengal, the only intention is to make the Bengalis happy by giving the respect to the national song will not work out, because the people of Bengal will also remember how the Hindu Mahasabha and the right-wing parties today talking about the nationalism were involved with Muslim League and formed the government. So the move only to make the Bengalis happy is nothing but an appeasement politics for the
Sanju Verma, Sanju Verma, respond to that. It's ahead of Bengal elections to appease the Bengali sentiment that this is being done. Respond to Umar Junaidi.
4 years back, we said that 23rd of January every year will be celebrated as the Parakram Divas to honor the legacy of Netaji Bose. उस टाइम कोई चुनाव नहीं था. We renamed Rajpath to Kartavya Path. We ensured that 4 years back a 28-foot granite statue of Netaji Bose was placed under the canopy at India Gate. उस वक्त 2022 में कोई चुनाव नहीं था बंगाल में. And we ensured that 7 Racecourse Road is renamed as 7 Lok Kalyan Marg. We renamed Aurangzeb Road as APJ Abdul Kalam Road. And more importantly, you know, it was in 1947 that there was a transfer of power from the British to India. And the Sengol was kept in an obscure museum in a remote corner. Thanks to Prime Minister Narendra Modi for keeping the Sengol next to the Lok Sabha chair in 2023. 2023 में कोई चुनाव नहीं था बंगाल में. So the limited point is, ये जो Macaulay mindset है, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been stripping away, chipping away, and completely decided to decolonize the colonized Macaulay mindset of the Darbari ecosystem. इनके पेट में दर्द इसलिए हो रहा है. Don't forget, it was in 1875 that Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay wrote Vande Mataram, and it found its way into his book Anand Math in 1882. 151 years after it was written, thank God today, the Ministry of Home Affairs under Amit Shah has clearly said that before the national anthem, it is the national song which will be sung, and you have to stand to attention. You have to sing the full 3.10 minutes of Vande Mataram, including the references to Durga Mata. References to Durga Mata are not communal. और यदि किसी रैबिड इस्लामिस्ट को इससे तकलीफ है, तो मैं कहूंगी सच में पाकिस्तान जाइए, वहां की सिटीजनशिप ले लीजिए. और ये कोई व्हाट्सएप यूनिवर्सिटी का ज्ञान नहीं है. यहाँ का खाओगे तो यहाँ की संस्कृति का रिस्पेक्ट करना.
Let me just read out what happened. You know,
schools. You people want to have ruckus in the public places. That's why this has been done. This has been done.
What happened? One second. What happened in the state of Madhya Pradesh, Umar Junaidi? Was it not a restriction by the then Congress government under Kamal Nath, which in fact stopped the playing of Vande Mataram?
I am talking about the statement given by the Sanju Verma, ma'am. She said, if any Islamic the radical Islamist is being, पेट में दर्द हो रहा है तो पाकिस्तान चले जाइए. Because you want this statement to be given. This is what the BJP want to. Because इसी से आपकी दुकान चलेगी. Why are you talking about why only Islamists? There are several people who doesn't believe in that. There are several people who doesn't want to. There are several people who doesn't want to worship Durga, Ma Durga. What's wrong in that? Why only Islamic? Why only Islamic is being? No, why only Islamic is being targeted? Why only Muslim is being targeted? There are several sects of the Hindu Dharma wherein Ma Durga is not being worshipped by some sects. I'll come with the facts.
Madhav, can I come in?
No, that is not important. Only point, Muslims, radical Islamic.
Okay, only the point also.
The Vande Mataram is not for the nation. It is to monitor whether Muslims are singing the song or not. That is the important point of view of the BJP government.
It's to single out Muslims. That's a charge. Respond, Sanju Verma.
Madhav, what did I say? Radical Islamists के पेट में यदि दर्द हो रहा है तो पाकिस्तान जाइए. Is this man sitting here a radical Islamist? इनके पेट में दर्द क्यों हो रहा है? तो बेसिकली भारत में रहोगे पर आप वाहवाही करोगे पाकिस्तान की. ऐसा आगे से नहीं होगा. भारत में रहना है तो जनगण मन भी गाना होगा. भारत में रहना है तो वंदे मातरम भी गाना होगा. भारत में रहना है तो सारे जहां से अच्छा भी गाना होगा. Please get that loud and clear.
Okay, let me bring in Ahmed Ayaz. Ahmed Ayaz, what is the exact objection at the end of the day? The point is, one second, please let other panelists also come in now. Ahmed Ayaz, simple question to you is this, that if, under pressure coming in from wherever, the Prime Minister and the other BJP may have said it's from the pressure coming in from Jinnah, etc., but Nehru had specifically asked for this particular 4 stanzas to be dropped. Now, the BJP will argue that was also something that was done under pressure by the first Prime Minister of India.
Oh, it's not what Nehru or what the Jinnah has said. It's a question of, it goes against the religious practices of Muslims. When you say that Vande Mataram, though it's a Sanskrit, which we understand is that bowing to the land. You see, in Islam, a Muslim is not supposed to bow anyone other than Allah. When you say bowing to the land, surely a Muslim will have a problem. So I don't know why should the government should not understand that the constitution itself allows the religious practices to everyone. If the religious practices are allowed constitutionally, how can you parallelly enforce something which again will go to against the constitution? And this is one. Second, as you know that from 1950 to 2002, for so long, the RSS did not hoist their flag on their Nagpur headquarters. Did anybody object to them? They of their own in 2002 when the BJP government came to power, they thought perhaps this is being raised against them and they started hoisting a flag. And though there was nothing wrong in hoisting a flag, which Muslims also do, did anybody ask them? And today I take strong objection to this BJP spokesperson, whoever she is, saying that the one who does not do it has
it's imposition. Let me bring in Ishkaran now. Ishkaran, the counter charge is that this is imposition. Nothing should be done by force. And if this wasn't in place for several decades, it was not in place for a certain reason.
I fully agree that it was not in place for many decades, and that is the problem. Since 1947, what should have been done then is being done now, or is being done in the last 10 years, because there was a veto. What was the veto? We have a constitution, but in Jammu Kashmir, a veto will operate and special provisions will come which will harm the Dalits, the people living there for generations, women, etc. But we wanted that veto which was allowed to flourish. When we come to right of a woman to maintenance, there was again a special veto that even if Supreme Court says under the constitution, every woman, no matter what religion, should get maintenance from her husband, we had a veto which overturned that. Then where did we have veto? We had veto on property laws, where every common property law, civil law which operates on property will not operate. We will create a special Waqf Act which will shun away the entire law of property and give unvetted, untrampled rights to people. And same way we had a veto on how Vande Mataram will be truncated and would be played and would be sung. So yes, I agree that it has operated for decades, but a wrong which has operated for decades has to be corrected by government. Good, finally they are doing it step by step in everything.
Okay, let me quickly bring in now Umar Junaidi. Umar Junaidi, the question that is being asked, and this is an article of 2006 in which I'm quoting Arif Muhammad Khan. He has argued that the objection to Vande Mataram is both unnecessary and irrelevant. He has pointed out that the song was sung at Congress meetings even when prominent Muslim leaders like Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad served as Congress president. He has further noted it was Muhammad Jinnah who developed objections to it, and he said that I have no doubt that opposition to Vande Mataram is not rooted in religion but in divisive politics that led to partition. So isn't it more political means than religious reasons that this issue has been sensitive here in India? Umar Junaidi, answer that question.
Madhav, being an advocate, I do practice before the benches, wherein the benches are being addressed as saying my lords and my lord. But the fact is, I am not believing them as the lord or the lords or the lord. But the point is, when it is said to believe that he or they are the lords or my lord, that is the question, Madhav. When I am being said, Vande Mataram is the word which is not used, that being a Muslim, I cannot bow down to anybody.
No, what are you saying? As a lawyer, when you say, my lord, you don't believe in your own word.
That's what I'm saying, Madhav.
You're saying something you don't believe.
No, let me
What is this argument?
Madhav, can I quickly come in?
Listen to me first, you'll get my argument. The point what I am making is, if I am saying it by way of religion, I am not supposed to say it. If I am saying by being an Indian and being an advocate, it is my mandatory practice and I do that. But the force to believe that you are worshipping the land, Bharat Mata, and you with that intention you have to speak that is the problem.
Why did Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad not have a problem with this? Please tell me. He served as Congress president, right or wrong?
I wish he would have been live. You would have asked him that question.
Sir,
But
you
why-
can't run away
I don't
from
know
the fact
why
that there are leaders of the Congress party who have
I
not
am
had an
saying
issue
I don't
with it.
have any Madhav, I don't have any problem with any terminology when I'm concerned as an advocate or the Indian citizen. But the point is, when I'm concerned with my religious practice, when I'm saying I am not allowed to speak, allowed to use this word, so just don't force me. That's all.
Okay, it is imposition.
But
Sanju
the
Verma now
intention
answered
is
the
you
question
have
that he
to
is posing,
speak
that
it.
it is a imposition, and with this new code, now is a new order of precedence coming in, where the national song will be above the national anthem.
You know, Madhav, let me just say one thing very clearly. Sitting on television debates and saying, oh, हमारे धर्म में भारत माता की जय बोलने की इजाजत नहीं है. This is a whole lot of balderdash, because this is the same radical Islamist mindset which was against abrogation of Article 370. Why? Because it gave voting rights to Valmikis. This is the same Islamist mindset which was against the Shabano judgment, and they have till date not condemned the fact that thanks to Rahul Gandhi's father Rajiv Gandhi, a poor woman called Shabano was denied monthly alimony of a measly 179 rupees. This is the same radical mindset जो कहता है हम कागज नहीं दिखाएंगे पर प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना और प्रधानमंत्री मुद्रा योजना का फायदा जरूर लेंगे. This is the same radical mindset जो कहता है अरे CAA लागू करने की क्या जरूरत है, because they don't want persecuted Hindus, Sikhs, Christians and Jains to be given citizenship in India. And this is the same radical mindset which has a problem with uniform civil code. यहाँ पर शरीयत नहीं चलेगा, वंदे मातरम गाना पड़ेगा, जनगण मन गाना पड़ेगा. I don't know who this Ahmed Ayaz is, but I know that he's somebody who stood against abrogation of Article 370. तो ये यहाँ आकर क्या बोलते हैं उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. मोदी गवर्नमेंट ने जो आज किया, it's a historic decision. Hats off to them. I say hats off to Narendra Modi.
I am sitting on that.
Respond, Ahmed Ayaz.
I am sitting on that. That I am sitting against the abrogation of Article 370. Because you did not abrogate that it could get any advantage to the nation. Only thing is it was in the agenda of the RSS and the BJP. And even if it was there and Valmikis or somebody did not get some advantage, it was a negotiated settlement. It was not an imposition. It was a negotiated settlement. So far as other part of religious you are concerned is that tell me even Hindus also.
The debate is going somewhere else, but I want to bring in Ishkaran Bhandari and ask him a very simple question. Ishkaran Bhandari, on the last meeting of the Constituent Assembly on 24th of January 1950, I am quoting former President Rajendra Prasad. He stated that Vande Mataram would have a status equal to the national anthem Jana Gana Mana. The big question that that will now come out is that vision, has that been actually respected with this particular order that has come in? Because there is a clear set of and a sense of precedence that has been given as far as Vande Mataram is concerned.
Of course, and it has to be played in full, which is essential. You can't truncate a version that is not giving it respect. And it's similar to what I would say Uniform Civil Code. It's a part of our constitution. It's a directive that has to be implemented. And when it will be implemented, we'll have the same debates. But it is mandated by constitution and that has to be respected. And just one line, how callously one of the speakers said, if Valmikis did not get some rights, so what is the big deal? It's a negotiated settlement. In India, you are denying the basic right of choosing your government. I would say it's a human right. It's the basic structure of our constitution, democracy. And so callously and so casually you say, so what if we denied people their rights? That is the mindset which has to be objected to.
All right. It's in the spirit of equality that 370 was abrogated. In fact, it's a historic injustice that has been undone, will say the government would say. Sanju Verma, Ishkaran Bhandari, Advocate Umar Junaidi, Advocate Ahmed Ayaz, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this evening.